Hello, my name is Landry Raymond, and I'm going to be discussing the prevention strategies for intimate partner violence in family and college relationships. I want to first start by talking about child sexual abuse, because later on I'm going to be discussing sexual misconduct and sexual assault within and on college campuses, but I want to make it clear that sexual abuse or sexual assault can happen and does happen at any age. With child sexual abuse, this happens within a family violence. It is estimated that a 9.2% of children are sexually assaulted, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, which estimates to be 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 20 boys. It's often by someone they know, which could be a family member, a close friend member, a member of clergy, or the youth leader. Victims can later experience eating disorders, substance abuse disorders, and sexual dysfunction. And the common consequences can include guilt, shame, and re-victimization. Preventative factors of sexual child abuse. It's important that we remain open and honest with younger children about their body and their body parts. Body safety is not taught until you are much older, and 10% of perpetrators were found to be strangers, but 23% were often found to be children themselves. It's important that we teach and enlist boundaries. No one should ask to touch or see their private areas, and nor should they ask. It's important that we enlist that body secrets are not okay, considering perpetrators will tell them to keep a secret about things that goes on or occurs. Body to body. No one should take pictures. We need to institute how to exit a scary situation, whether it is telling an adult no if they're uncomfortable and instituting that is okay. If they're old enough, we can institute a code word to state if they do feel uncomfortable in a situation. And we also need to include that they are not going to be in trouble if they do tell us a body secret. Rules will apply with anyone and everyone, since this can happen to children on children or adults on children. Risk factors of sexual child abuse. This could be a stressful home environment. This can create low confidence within your home, and which will make children vulnerable to adults who promise stability. Low self-esteem, vulnerable children have needs and wants of affection, admiration, and acceptance, so they can be often drawn to gifts, flattery, special attention. Unmonitored access to technology, phones, tablets, or laptops in your home can be gateways for interaction between a perpetrator and a child. This can often create isolation between inappropriate activity. Another risk factor would be poor communication. The less likely you are communicating with your child, the less likely they are to confide in you about any important topics, such as new adults in their life or inappropriate behavior they are witnessing or experiencing. Risk factors continued. Children who identify as LGBTQI+, are in a process of having to try to understand their sexual and gender identity and can be at risk of feeling socially isolated, which gives perpetrators an advantage to come in stating that they understand. Misunderstanding of boundaries. We need to educate boundaries of what is appropriate and what is inappropriate. And the primary prevention focus would be to teach kids the importance of bodily awareness, prevent it before it can happen. Now I'm going to go ahead and discuss sexual violence for college students on campus. Sexual assault is unwanted or sexual contact that can include touching or sexual nature. 1 in 5 women experience attempted or completed sexual assault during her college years. College women are disproportionately raped by men, and it's often by someone they know, but it's important that we institute that men can also experience attempted or completed sexual assault themselves, with a number of 6%. Sexual misconduct at UNT. This is required teaching for all incoming freshmen to complete the Alcohol EDU and Sexual Assault Prevention for undergraduates. They have information on intimate partner violence on the Dean of Students website under Student Affairs, which lists reporting, response, and the conduct process. It also can provide information on the SOS and care team, and they have a list of definitions grouped with intimate partner violence that include dating violence, domestic violence, and retaliation. You can also complete an online filing, or you can have telephone information, so you can contact those. The telephone information includes Dean of Students Office, the Title IX Coordinator, and the UNT Police Department. Prevention strategies for UNT. Sexual assault prevention for undergraduates is required for only incoming freshmen as a part of orientation, and when I reflect back personally to my own orientation, although it was online, I can't really remember what was taught or instituted for sexual assault or sexual misconduct. So it's important that we can bring awareness back for any and all grade levels. My proposal is to include a mandatory sexual violence or sexual assault prevention for each academic year. This would be required for all student admissions, not just undergraduate. Sexual violence can occur and does occur at any age, just like as I mentioned previously. This would be a program that would include what to look for, what to do, and how to help victims, and how to contact the university. In this program, I would want to institute an intimate partner violence hotline on campus specifically, so those can talk to anyone anonymously, which talking to someone can be better than just filing an online report. Sexual assault victims or perpetrators can be of any age, race, gender, ethnicity, mental, or physical abilities. Myths that are important to emphasize as untrue is that men are victims, and this is not an act of passion or lust, and that if a victim did not find back, they wanted it. Completely untrue. There are many situations and scenarios where if you completed a sexual act and you felt uncomfortable, that can be considered sexual assault. Primary level of prevention, combating it before it occurs. It's important to include tertiary efforts for victims, since that's what it would be applied to. We need to provide guidance or specialty programs on campus, and especially support groups for those who wish to join. Risk factors of sexual assault on campus could be alcohol. It's commonly associated with sexual assault. It can put a victim at risk. Freshman or sophomore status, the day of the week, and off-campus parties. For my public awareness campaign, I would want to institute red flags across campus. These red flags would help then symbolize the red flags found within sexual assault perpetrators. This would be either printed on paper, a real flag, or a replica of the emoji. These flags would then be passed out to students at the union to raise awareness of the variety of sexual abuse, just like child sexual abuse. These flags would have risk factors, sexual assault statistics, and the sexual assault hotline number, which I would want to be the one provided at UNT, but if not, there is one already listed that we could print. This would then help raise awareness around campus for all kinds of sexual assault and creates prevention awareness before the act can occur. I would want to have a table giving out information about support groups and other resources on campus to help victims or those who know a victim. That will conclude my presentation, and here are the list of my references. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.